welcome to Golf Talk Malaysia, the show we break down the big stuff in a fun way. So today, we are going to talk about something that's often a bit mysterious, the structure of the Malaysian government. Don't worry, we're going to make it as fun as possible. Joining me today, we have three amazing guests. First up, Yang from the executive branch, who runs the day-to-day government operation. Next, Yo from the legislative branch, where all the laws are made. And finally, Kit from the judiciary, who makes sure everyone plays fair and square. Thanks for being here, guys.
Okay, excited to be here.
I've been practicing my laws making skill all week.
I am ready to deliver some justice.
Alright, Yang, let's kick things off with you. The executive branch sounds really important. So what does it actually do in a nutshell?
Well, I will tell you this. I think we are basically the engineer of government. Yeah, we are the one who make sure everything work on the ground level. So like our Yang Dipertuan Agong, our king, is the head of this country. But the real power lies with the Prime Minister and his cabinet. Yeah. So together we the executive must enforce the law, manage the country economy, oversee foreign relationship. Yeah, there are many things they must be to be ensured and to enforce. Yeah. So and the most important is they must also ensure the national security. Without executive, the country may be like a car without an engineer. Yeah, he would just sit there and go nowhere.
So you are the one who actually get things done, like making sure the trains run on time, right? Okay, so if Malaysia were a school, would the executive be the principal?
Yeah, maybe this example should be matched with the executive. But I think the school maybe have a little different because the school have not institution like the legislation. Yeah, but the main task of school, yeah, is like the executive. Like the principal, he must also make sure the whole school must be can be enforced, can be management.
Like all functioning, right?
Yeah, functioning.
Oh, I see. So you're the one keeping the lights on and making sure everything is on functioning. So you handle the day-to-day stuff while the other branches focus on creating the rules, right?
Yeah, exactly. But here is the thing, like just now I say, we manage everything, but we have not the power to make the rules. We just, and if I was the school, I have the power of executive and make the rules. But in today we talk about the country structure. In the country structure, the executive just have the power of enforce, but that we have not the power to make the law. Yeah. And I think the most important and most basically is we must ensure our people, our citizens have the stability life in daily life.
So you are not the one who creates the law, but you need to like make it as an action, right? Implementing it.
Maybe also must make some rules like we need to make the transportation rules, but we also need to through the parliament. Yeah.
Got it. So you are the one actually running the show, but who actually writes the school rules, the laws and the regulations that everyone has to follow. That actually brings me to Yo. Okay, Yo, so now let's talk about the legislative process. What's your role in all of this?
this is where the real actions happens. We are the ones who makes the law that Mr. Yang and his teams have to follow. We are like the brains behind the operations. Think of us as the architects of the country's future. Parliament has two houses, the Dewan Raya and Dewan Negara. We debate, argue, and vote on law that affect everyone in the country, from your taxes to your right to national security.
Wow, sounds like you've got a lot on your plate. So, if the executive is the principal, so parliament will be like the school student council?
Well, no, actually like a student culture, but you are close. We do listen to the people propose new rules and voice and dance on them. But instead of choosing from dance or the best school play, we handle the big important stuff, like how the country spends its money, national defense, and even education policy, no pressure, right?
Yeah, and once you guys pass those law, we are the executive. We have to figure out how to make them work, whether we like them or not. So we are the ones on the ground making sure your idea turn into the reality.
And democracy for you. We come up with the big ideas and you make sure there happens. It's all about teamwork.
So Yo, can you explain to us how does a bill actually become a law in Malaysia? What is the process?
Oh, it's actually pretty simple. First, a bill is introduced either in the Dewan Raya or the Dewan Negara. The first reading is just to give everyone's attention, kind of like announcing, hey, we got a new idea. That the real fun begins. We discuss it, argue over it, and vote on it. If it gets approved, it's moved to the other's house of a second round of scrutiny. Both house needs to agree before it goes to the king for royal assent. And once he gives his approval, boom, it's become a law.
But here is the kicker. Once the law is passed, we have to figure out how to implement it. So we create the system, regulations, and processes to make sure the law works on the ground. It's not always as easy as it sounds.
Oh, you make the rules and you make sure that there happens is partnerships. Without us making the rules and without you executing them, then the country will be a bit of the mess. Don't you think?
Yeah, that's a really good partnership. You make the plans and then they bring them to life. Sounds like a teamwork at its finest. Alright, kid, now it's your turn. You are the ultimate referee in this game. So what role does the judiciary play in all this?
Well, Rainy, the judiciary is all about ensuring fairness and justice. We interpret and apply the law that Yo and Yang work with, making sure everything is done by the book. If there's ever a disagreement, whether between citizens, the government, or business, we step in to make sure justice is done. We are like the referees of the game, making sure everyone follows the rules.
So are you like the school disciplinary teacher, the one who steps in when everyone breaks the rules?
Kind of, but instead of handling out detention slip for talking in class, we deal with serious legal issues like criminal cases, civil dispute, and constitutional rights. We ensure that laws are applied fairly to everyone, and if a law is unfair, we can declare it unconstitutional. It's like being the judge at a game, but on a much bigger scale.
And that way, you keep us in check, right? If we pass a law that not quite right, you can step in and make sure it's fair.
Exactly. The judiciary ensures that the law passed by Parliament are in line with the Constitution. If they don't match, we can strike them down. Think of it like this. We act as the final guardian that keeps everything from going off track.
Oh, so we are basically the ones who stop everyone from breaking the rules, right?
Yes, definitely. Our job is to ensure fairness, justice, and balance. We make sure that no branch of government or any individual gets too much power. We ensure that everyone, from the Prime Minister to regular citizens, plays by the same rule. It's all about maintaining balance and protecting everyone's rights.
Oh, and this is why you guys are so because without the justiciary, there will be anyone's to hold accountable if we do something wrong.
Exactly. And remember, it's not just about stopping bad law. Sometimes we help clarify law where there's confusion or ambiguity. Our role is to protect the Constitution, which is like the country rule book. We make sure no one, including the government, gets to rewrite it for their own benefit.
Oh, so you are really like the safety net that makes sure the system doesn't get out of control. You keep everything in balance and prevent things from getting too far off course.
That's right. Without us, the government could easily get too powerful and laws could end up hurting people. Our job is to step in and make sure everything is fair, just, and in line with the Constitution.
Looks like you really do keeps us all in check. Can't have a government without a strong justice.
Alright, time for the base questions. Who has the most power, the executive, the legislative, or the judicial branch?
I think we must is the most power of this country because we have the power to ensure everything to continue working.
Oh.
No so fast, young. We are the ones who create the law that you have to follow. Without us, you did have no rules to enforce.
You are both forgetting one thing. I can step in the law and overturn your decision if they are unconstitutional. So technically, I hold the most power.
So the classic debate of who's really in charge. But the beauty of this system is that no one branch has absolute power. So we all keep each other in check.
I still think we all are the ones. If without any one of us, we can do the thing well.
Well, you can do whatever you want, but if we say no, it doesn't matter.
And if you both get too carried away, I will step in. It's all about keeping the balance.
What an insightful discussion. So to wrap it up, let's quickly summarize. What's your branch's biggest responsibility?
The executive branch is make sure everything to enforce, and we must follow the legislation, the law of legislature making.
Mm.
Yeah, so we must ensure if the law is live, is enforced on the ground level.
The legislative branch makes the law and represents the people wise.
So really, just now you asked that what's your branch maker's responsibility? So the judiciary responsibility, like the word, ensure the justice by interpreting and applying the law fairly.
Yeah, and together we have a well-balanced government. That's all for today, GovTalk Malaysia. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, understanding your government is empowering yourself. See you next time. Bye.